Hey guys, welcome back. Been a while. I've tried to film like 2 or 3 times already. I thought it would be a good time to give you a little tour, show you what we got going on around here. Things have just been a little crazy. I've been canning baked beans and sewing a dress for Charlene for Easter. And for supper tonight we had deer liver and salad. But the liver was from my deer and I froze it. And I will never do that again. It was tougher than woodpecker lips. So, that was pretty bad. Won't do that again. We'll have her fresh from now on. Alright, let's take a look, see what we got going on. This is a rhododendron that Joe and the boys got me for Mother's Day one year. Got a lot of new buds on there. That'll be pretty. And then in this raised bed, I've got my garlic coming up. It's a hardneck garlic, so that'll be nice to have some scapes. It's the first time I've planted hardneck garlic, so that'll be good. My only regret so far is that I didn't plant more of it. And then in this poor dilapidated bed, I've got some chive coming up. We're gonna redo our beds here. They're all old and rotted and falling apart. Aren't they, Liam?
Yeah.
Then over here next to the house, this is where all the comfrey grows. All these little spots. It's just starting to come up. This is where I picked the comfrey to make all my comfrey salve. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll leave it up in the cards and down in the description down below. Comfrey salve is pretty good for a lot of things. It's kind of like Neosporin on steroids because it helps with fractures, broken bones, all kinds of stuff, along with cuts and scrapes and all that. And then over here I've got 2 elderberry bushes. They're starting to leave out. When these get bigger, I plan on propagating them and hopefully have a whole bunch of elderberry up here. Here's our garden plot. That black plastic works pretty good. It keeps the heat and the moisture in, holds the weeds down. The only thing about the black plastic though, if you don't like snakes, I would not use it because the snakes love it. They're always crawling right up in there. This bit here we've reused a few times. It's pretty well outlived its usefulness, so we're gonna take all that out of there this year. And right now, the garden it's 40 feet that way and 60 this way. So we're going to expand it out this way this year. Joe went ahead and moved the swing set with the tractor. Brought that back a little bit so we got some room. So we're gonna add on this year because we're going to grow some more potatoes and stuff. We almost made it a whole year before without having to buy any potatoes. Almost made it. I think if we had a couple more rows, we should be all set. Then over here by our light pole, this is where I planted rhubarb. And it's just coming up now. But I think I'm going to move this. It's been, I think 3 years since we planted it here, and it's really not doing all that great. Last year was really the best year that it's had. So I think what I'm going to do is I'd like to move it to the back side of the garden over there, right up against the field. That way I don't got to worry about moving it again and again if we decide to expand the garden that way more. So I think I'll put it over there. I think it'll be happier. But I just think it's got there's too much gravel and ledge and stuff where they put this pole in. I don't think it's really getting a good root system going. Then right over here we got blueberries. A few different kinds of blueberries. And I got a few more blueberry bushes coming in the mail here next month, I think. That's Borsal. This was like my best producing blueberry bush, and she got demolished. The boys were running the snow sled and they drove right over it, didn't even know it. Turned it right up. So, I have to replace that one, that stinks. Then last year, Joe and I planted 100 strawberry plants right along here. So they're coming up. A lot of weeds too. Gonna have to weed them out here. They're coming up though. We got over 100 now because they're putting down in the lawn out here. So I think I'll probably dig them up, the ones that are in the lawn, and put them in the end of the row down there. Just keep adding on. Gotta put a net or something over this year so the birds don't eat all our berries. This right here was raspberries, and hopefully it'll grow back in raspberries. It got bush hogged. But we might go around and pick some more raspberry canes and put them in here. Get them going in a nice row so we can prune them, get at them. Alright, then out here we got the trees. This one here, I really don't know what it is for a tree. Well, I mean it's an apple tree, but I don't know what variety. This part here, this trunk, grows one variety, and that one grows another one. And this side here grows these beautiful little apples that hardly ever have any scab or any insects or anything on them. And we didn't spray them, they just naturally that way, so I'm not sure what kind of apple that is, but that's pretty cool. Then right over here we got our Big Wolf River. This thing was wild and woolly when we got here. We've been bringing it back a little at a time so we don't stress it out by taking too much off in it. This thing was just loaded with apples last year. Loaded. The branches were just on the ground. That's how many apples we had on it. So this is a good old Wolf River. And then here we got a peach tree. Let's see if I can remember what. I think it was, I think this one's Alberta. But all this right here, all of this is all just growth from last year. All that real red stuff, that's all from last year. So it's done really, really well. Pretty tickled, but I think it was, I don't know if it was mice, a deer, or what, but something really chewed at that root awful. So I'm kind of worried. I mean, that's pretty bad. I don't know if it's going to live or not. I really hope so, but she looks pretty bad. I should have put something on it last fall, and I didn't. Oh, so hopefully it makes it. It's really our first peach tree that's done so well. I couldn't believe how much that grew in a year. Then over here we got another peach tree. I think we just planted this one last year. And that one over there, that big one I just showed you, was a couple years old. And this is where I'm going to put my pear tree. Joe just dug a hole for me. And over here we got a Liberty apple tree. The deer kind of pruned that one down. So, should have put something on that too. That's a Liberty. And over here, we got a Pixie Crunch, I believe this is. Pixie Crunch. This is the tree I found that little spike horn shed right at the base of this tree. So, I think the deer had a snack on this one too. Hopefully that'll be alright. Gotta take some more off this, some of this vertical stuff. Gotta take right out. Encourage it to grow out more. This tree here, poor thing. This poor tree here, right there was a stray 22. Got hit with a 22. Kids were target practicing with Joe with their 22 rifle, and because our range is right there. Goes right from the house all the way through our little orchard here. Now, in my defense, the trees were here first, just gonna say. But didn't seem to bother it too bad. So that's the little tour of our garden, orchard, outdoors, whatever you want to call it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I mean, I got a lot of work to do. Things are kind of, you know, got spring cleanup and stuff to do. But get some nice days, we'll get some work done and get our peas and taters in here pretty quick. Because anytime now is a good time to put peas and taters in. So we'll get that done. And I'll just keep bringing you guys out for some updates every now and then, show you how things are growing and such. If that interests you guys. But thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Hope you have a good night, and we'll catch you on the next one.